bill. Members' motion with no legislative effect. Mr. Robert Lee will move a motion on promoting high-quality development to build China into a financial powerhouse. 8 members will move amendments to the motion. This council will proceed to a joint debate on the motion and the amendments. Later, I will first call upon Mr. Robert Lee to speak and move the motion. Then I will call upon Ms. Carmen. Members, please remain silent. Later, I will call upon Mr. Robert Lee to speak first and move the motion. Then I will call upon Ms. Carmen, Dr. Tan Yueheng, Mr. Edmund WONG, Mr. TANG Ka-piu, Mr. Chun-ying, Mr. Andrew Lam, Mr. Adrian Pedro Ho, Dr. So Cheung-wing to speak in sequence, but they may not move the amendments at this stage. The joint debate now begins. Members who wish to speak, please press the request to speak button. And now call upon Mr. Robert Lee to speak and move the motion. President, I move that the motion as printed on the agenda be passed. Today, I propose the motion for 2 reasons. 1, to enhance awareness of various sectors of the community of the country's proposed direction, and for us to think about how to better develop Hong Kong. I also want to facilitate exchanges to reform the market in order to bring better lives for citizens. China is the 2nd largest economy in the world. We have great achievements. For the 40 years of reform and opening up, we have made great breakthroughs. We have alleviated much in poverty. We are now moving into a financial powerhouse development. And in the Central Financial Work Conference last year, President Xi first proposed that we need to build the country into a financial powerhouse with a strong financial sector. There are 6 strong key core financial elements, including currency, central bank financial institutions, international financial centers, financial supervision, and a team of financial talents. We need to make sure the 5 major articles are done well: technology finance, green finance, inclusive finance, pension finance, and digital finance, to accelerate the building of a financial powerhouse of the country. We need to make good use of our advantages as an offshore RMB center, so that in various areas we have use cases for renminbi, and we can also make good use of renminbi in settlement of transactions. We also need to promote the diversity of RMB products. We need to make sure there are more counters as well as stamp duty can be waived. Right now, we do not have much in stamp duty revenue, so it shouldn't impact government revenue so much. We should also enhance collaboration with the People's Bank of China to make sure ECNY can be used widely in Hong Kong. The various financial sectors are working with the government on this. For physical checks, however, we cannot use them still in adverse weather trading. For precious metals and commodities trading, it seems to be the case that the financial sector still faces much difficulty with stringent regulation. Right now, we have a mature ecosystem of financial institutions, but there is unbalanced development. We have 100 securities firms leaving the market, but we have an increased number of licensed activities over the years. We should have securities firms. They are shifting their focus to international markets. This is not ideal for Hong Kong. We should support the listing of products in the Hong Kong market. So we should be promoting both small, medium, and large-sized firms to make good use of listing in Hong Kong. In this year's policy address, we have been talking about promoting gold trading. We have gold traders who are of large-size firms, but also of smaller and medium size. We also have jewelry traders. We should make good use of the potential in the market. Hong Kong, we only have a stock exchange and bond exchange. We should enhance competitiveness to make good use of deposits placed by investors. And we should also allow for trading by unlisted companies. In the World Financial Center Index, we have climbed one place higher. We are now ranked the 3rd. There are various factors to be considered: infrastructure, talents, reputation, and so on. We are doing well in various areas, but with the development of the financial market and the number of transactions in the financial market, we are ranked lower. We need to strive to become a standard setter. We should strive to become the top. We need to balance the need for regulation as well as development. Recently, we have enhanced the listing arrangements, so there is better transparency for listing timeframes. I think we should review our regulatory framework even further so that for listed companies, they can do mergers and acquisitions more easily. We should also facilitate financial talents coming from overseas to Hong Kong. We should also retain local talents. We need to liaise with mainland authorities to enhance mutual recognition of qualifications of financial talents. For digital finance that would rely on the development of technologies, we should facilitate digital transformation. Right now, with the application of technology vouchers, it would take long to apply. The process can be complicated. We need to do more. We need to develop more opportunities elsewhere in the Belt and Road countries as well as the Middle East. We also need to expand the list of jurisdictions that would be allowed to have their citizens open accounts in Hong Kong. We also allow for trading of different virtual products in different denominations. We need to develop the financial industry even further by having a local ESG regime to help mainland companies conform to international ESG standards. On inclusive finance, with the development of finance, it should benefit the public. The government should promote the retailization of products so that investors can purchase different products with the advice of investment managers. There should be a lower threshold for professional investors to promote the bond repo business. We have retail bonds from the airport authority recently. We can continue to promote the retail development of various products. We should also promote the silver economy by having more diverse silver economy products. It is important to attract capital from different places in the world to create a more favorable business environment. We need to make sure there is profit potential for investors locally and from overseas to have a more vibrant market. This should help build the country into a financial powerhouse. I urge members to support my motion.
I now propose the question to you that Mr. Robert Lee's motion be passed. Ms. Carmen can. Thank you, Deputy President. I thank Mr. Robert Lee for his motion. I must declare that the organization of service in the financial business. Now, President Xi Jinping has proposed the 6 strong and the 5 major articles, and that's what I mentioned in my amendment. I've included the general thinking of advancing the building of China into a financial powerhouse, I have also emphasized the need to complement the national strategy. And on that basis, I have put forward 5 concrete measures to build a financial powerhouse. 3 are well known to us. That is to continue to optimize the 10-year-old Connect schemes and to further consolidate our position as international asset and wealth management center, and then also to continue to support the building of the Belt and Road to give financial support to the Belt and Road Initiative. And then I'd like to focus on 2 other issues. That is to optimize the investment management regime of the exchange fund. Now, the exchange fund is supposed to stabilize the exchange rate of the Hong Kong dollar. It is to maintain our position as the international financial hub. Now, but then we are seeing unprecedented changes. So, do we need to enhance the resilience of the exchange fund? So, do we need to review the investment management regime? There are 4 portfolios. That is the currency portfolios, overseas asset, US dollar denominated assets, and so on. Now, as at the end of September, the exchange fund has some $4.13 trillion of asset, 30% outside assets, over 50% US dollar denominated assets, and then there are also other currencies denominated assets such as euro and so on. So we now being exposed to the risk of other countries. Now the U.S. general election, the presidential election has ended, so there will be further geopolitical tensions, and there are also various uncertainties. So Hong Kong can't won't be left out, and so the exchange fund's performance is rather passive. Can there be more arrangement to allow for diversity of the investment portfolio, and so that we could better shoulder risk? The Central People's Bank and HKMA has improved the RMB arrangement, so there is a further enhancement of the liquidity of offshore RMB, and then it's been said that the door will be opened further to the world from China. So we talk about individual risks. The Ministry of Finance issued 2 billion euro of sovereign bonds. And if the exchange fund is to invest in US dollar asset or other currency asset, then it could actually invest in the sovereign bonds. This is to lessen risk. And then the policy address also proposes setting up an international gold storage and trading facilities in Hong Kong. But then so far we have but we are not investing enough in gold, so shall we not invest more in gold? So that's about improving the investment regime of the exchange fund. Now, I'd like to talk about continuous injection of funds into the Hong Kong Investment Corporation Limited, HKIC. It was set up in 2022. It has $62 billion of asset, but then it started rather slow and its asset size is rather small. Now, for the reasons of staying prudent, there are 7 investment projects, but then the investment amounts not announced. HAIC said that investing in innovation and technology requires investment over a long period of time. So, therefore, shouldn't the SL government consider continuing investing into the HKIC? This is to show that we are firmly behind the development of INT. This is also to show our determination to invest in the future. And we could also bring in capital from the market, and then there could be more open-ended approach to bring in investment. So I speak in support of the original motion and ask members to support my amendments too, so we could promote high-quality development and build the country into a financial powerhouse. Dr. Tan Yueheng. Thank you, Deputy President. The finance is the lifeblood of the national economy. It is also an important component of national core competitiveness. Hong Kong is international financial hub, so it is a key element in dual national circulation and also a link between the mainland and the world. Now we are seeing increasing complexity in the international scene. So the importance of Hong Kong as an international financial center is even more pronounced. So the country is to develop into a financial powerhouse, and there's need to accelerate such development. So that means that we must also consolidate Hong Kong's position as an international financial hub in line with the 5 major articles. That's why I support this motion, and I'm moving my amendment. I want to stress the need to reinforce Hong Kong's status as an international financial center, so that we could promote the and also our status as an offshore RMB business hub. And we need to promote the internationalization of RMB. Now, in September, there's some announcement that is in Hong Kong's now ranked within the top 3 again. So now, Hong Kong has our own unique advantage, so we need to leverage that. And Hong Kong is the world's largest offshore RMB business hub. So this is key to consolidating our position as an international financial center. That's why I'm moving my amendments. I'd like to speak on 2 points. First, in terms of breast and death, there's a further room for development for Hong Kong as an offshore RMB business hub. Now, in terms of RMB settlement, it accounts for a small percentage, and also there are not enough RMB denominated investment products, and it's also not used as a risk aversion product. So there's a need to strengthen Hong Kong's status as an offshore RMB business hub. There should be approval for us to offer more RMB denominated investment products. And then we need to provide more risk management tools denominated in RMB. For example, to promote the RMB futures market, and that helps to offer options for risk management. And then we could also further promote the market development. And on the 5 major articles, I'm concerned about the development of pension finance and inclusive finance in Hong Kong. Now, we are an aging population. There is immense potential for developing pension finance. So the government should actively promote the silver economy. There should be more diversity or more diversified range of pension products to meet the needs of the market. And then the wealth management connect products from Hong Kong should also we should strive for them to be included in the mainland pension fund list. And then there could be various other schemes such as education plans and so on, and education funds and so on. So that's to develop inclusive finance. So that's why I speak in support of the motion and the other amendments of other amendments that I ask members to support my amendment as well. Mr. Edmund Wong. Now, in 1978, the 3rd plenary session of the 11th Central Committee of CPC established the reform and opening up a national development strategy. So after more than 40 years of continuous reform and opening up, we are now facing a whole new situation. So how do we help promote the modernization of the country? Now, in April this year, at a working meeting on financial development, the presidency said that we need to speed up the development of the country into a financial powerhouse. So we need to ensure there is healthy development of the financial industry, because that will help to so as we strive for green and sustainable development, we must also create more jobs and help the people to add value to their assets. Then people will be able to enjoy the fruits of economic success. that's why I thank Mr. Robert Lee for moving this motion, because then we have the chance to debate how we could promote or speed up the development of the country into a financial powerhouse. This is an important issue. Now, President Xi said that we need to have overall national strengths, and we need to be leaders in various sectors. And in the financial sector, we need to have both hard power and soft power, and we need to have outstanding performance, and that we could become a leader in the world. So I'm sure other colleagues will be offering various suggestions. I have limited time. I'd just like to speak on my amendment. There are two aspects to my amendment. First, on building a financial powerhouse. Now, the local financial sector is important, but then the professional business sectors are also important contributors. If we look at the opening up and reform in the past 4 decades, professional and the business sectors provided much capital to promote the development of various sectors, and that the professional sector provided the necessary professional talents and knowledge to contribute to the opening up and reform process. So and now I belong to the accountancy sector, and this is of course an important profession for financial supervision. Now, in the past 4 decades, we have provided a large number of professionals and expertise to the country. And we have made a huge effort in promoting the linking up of the country with the world. Now, in building the country into a financial powerhouse, well, there will be a range of new financial products, such as carbon products and so on. So there is need for an even more comprehensive financial regime. Now, we have our accountancy profession has the advantage of being connected to the world. We are conversant with various international standards and also the global trends. And then the accounting profession could also work together with mainland firms, and then we could go global together. And so for the country's accounting profession, they could have more participation in formulating international standards. And then now recently, Mr. John Lee led local business delegations to the Greater Bay Area on Friday. He signed to support the Northern Metropolis letter of intention. So these are important messages to show that we could participate more in the national development, and there are innovative ways of financing. Now, Hong Kong is a fully open international financial center, so the country should make the most of the strength of one country and the convenience of two systems in helping to build a financial powerhouse. Thank you.
Mr. Tang Ka-piu. Thank you, Deputy President. I would first like to thank Mr. Robert Lee for moving the motion. In fact, the FTU has a concrete suggestion. Let me first declare I am a non-executive director. I'm not paid of the MPFA. I do not speak on behalf of the MPFA, but for the FTU. I will try to get Mr. Robert Lee to support my views on pension finance in particular. For those who are familiar with the issue, they want to sell as early as when they're in their 50s or even 40s, not after retirement, in order to diversify risks. That would also enhance social participation because one would be engaged in their 40s. In May 2022, tax-deductible private annuities already reach $14.6 billion. And if we charge a standard tax rate of 15%, it would already mean taxes amounting to $2.8 billion. And in fact, with inflation, it can go up to $3 billion now. We're always talking about with good annuities, we will have high transparency, high returns, low risks. But we do have that for MPF. For private annuities, however, we do not have adequate transparency. Is it possible that we can have a platform that would show the returns and the various terms of annuities? We do not have that at the moment, but with the annuities being somewhat subsidized by the government should promote for such a platform that can enhance transparency for the benefit of citizens. Let me now get to the core issue. Whether MPF can have higher than inflation returns. Guaranteed above inflation returns. So with citizens and employers making mandatory 5% contributions, there are no guaranteed returns. That is not ideal because citizens, you are trying to tell them, you are trying to make high quality development of the financial market in Hong Kong, and you are trying to promote I-bonds to citizens. How can you convince the public that this is acceptable? It is important to let the members of the public to have a choice. Mr. TANG Ka-piu, let me remind you, today's motion is to promote high quality development to build China into a financial powerhouse. Well, Deputy President, let me remind you that my amendments today is about what I'm saying. Let me say this. For core funds would be a starting point. Core funds have a return percentage of 6.3%. The worst would be 5.8%. The best 7%. So for the pension fund for teachers, they would have a guaranteed return of 5%. For returns higher than that, it would be saved up. For years that have lower return percentages, it will be pulled back into the fund. Now for government tender for fund companies, I suppose they would refer to the 5-year average inflation, and then the government can use this as a reference for the returns of companies. And if companies have a high percentage, they should adopt the approach of the pension fund for teachers. I so submit. Thank you. Deputy President, Mr. Chun-ying. In the Central Financial Work Conference last year, there is a target set for accelerating the building of the country into a financial powerhouse. Hong Kong would be a vessel for that. Vice Premier Hon Robert LEE, when he was giving his speech at the Global Financial Leaders Summit, said Hong Kong is entering a critical time. We should consolidate our advantages as an international financial center to make contributions to both the local economy as well as the country. I thank Mr. Robert LEE for proposing and moving this motion to create a new impetus for growth of Hong Kong. Hong Kong has developed from a small fishing village to what we now have because we have a pool of financial talents. These talents have great financial expertise. They have international horizons. They are aware of different practices of different places. They have facilitated information flow and promoted the development of the market in Hong Kong and the country. They are beneficial in the implementation of financial measures of the country. Financial talents have helped Hong Kong in enhancing its competitiveness in the financial sector. Vice Premier He has proposed 3 directions. 1, promote innovation. 2, tying in with national policy. And 3, reforming of the market. And all these would require financial talents to take forward. That's why in my amendment, I have emphasized the need to build a high caliber team of financial talents. We need to nurture talents through local training as well as recruit talents from mainland overseas. Nurturing talents would take time. It wouldn't be able to be done in the short term. While we're trying to nurture talent still, we should aim harder to recruit talents. According to a survey, 80% of the successful Top Talent Pass scheme applicants have now come to Hong Kong. Many of them work in financial, INT, fintech, as well as the relevant professional services sectors. These talents are very beneficial to the development of the local economy. We should have even more of them. We should have a specific talent admission scheme for financial talents that will help us recruit the right talents for the financial sector and meet the service gap. I have also talked to some senior management of some multinational firms. Mainland financial talents are attractive in several ways, or we are attractive to them in several ways. We have over 200 Michelin restaurants. We are an East Meets West culture center. We have mid-levels, Discovery Bay, that are quiet locations for living. We also have various entertainment locations. We also have more quiet entertainment options such as for hiking. We have multiple academic institutions providing diversified programs to meet the different education needs of families. We have free flow of information. We have a transparent market. We have tight connections with different markets that would facilitate financial talents to make quick decisions to tap into opportunities. We have, with 51 jurisdictions, some comprehensive avoidance of double taxation agreements. We have many advantages. We need to promote these advantages to talents, to recruit financial talents from different regions so that we can become an international hub for high caliber financial talents. I speak in support of the motion and I urge members to support my amendments. Thank you. Mr. Andrew Lim. Thank you, Deputy President. I would first like to thank Mr. Robert LEE for moving the motion. Vice Premier He Lifeng said at the Global Financial Leaders Summit that we have 3 directions for consolidating advantages of Hong Kong's status as an international financial center. We are short on commodity trading at the moment. If we can address the shortcoming, if we can address our shortcoming in terms of infrastructure, we can do better. We need to make sure there is offsetting arrangement in order to make Hong Kong's commodity trading into a new growth area. We are helping the country to develop into a financial powerhouse. I'm glad to hear that there are various measures in the policy address to do that. We see in Chicago, Houston, New York, these commodity trading centers are often close to cargo routes. They have advanced infrastructure. They also have diversified products. For the US and European markets, they have more products. But then their trading volume is still lower than the exchanges in the mainland. In the 10 years before the pandemic, for the volume of commodity trading, it has grown by 110% in China compared to the US European market. We have so much higher, and in fact, in the various mainland exchanges for commodity trading, they rank top in the volume of trading compared to the rest of the world. While we may have high trading volume, most of the transactions are in US denomination. USD is still more advantageous in terms of liquidity. In London, New York, and Chicago, they are still advantageous in this regard. With the Belt and Road Initiative in place, we need to make sure we are promoting internalization of renminbi, because these countries have a 2.5 trillion market potential. With our development in these markets, it should lower our reliance on the US and European markets. We should try to make contributions to develop the commodities trading market of the country in order to help the country become a standard setter. There is much to do in terms of breadth and depth of development of the market. We need to have more diversified products. We need to have more renminbi denominated products to promote the internalization of renminbi. To construct a commodity trading center, it is important to provide different hedging options. That's why we need to have more products for investors choosing. We also need comprehensive planning to facilitate infrastructure facilities for spot trading of commodities. We need to enhance collaboration with mainland cities of the GBA in terms of logistics to provide stable and reliable channels for transporting commodities, as well as putting in safeguards to ensure safe storage of commodities. We need to explore different hedging options. We can perhaps have the listing of options from other markets. This will also facilitate recruitment of other firms to Hong Kong, and that would build Hong Kong's financial market. I speak in support of the motion. Thank you. Mr. Adrian Ho.
Thank you, Deputy President. With the heightened geopolitical tensions and fiercer market competition, these have brought challenges to our financial market. A robust financial regulations and open market, these are our unique advantages and have brought opportunities to Hong Kong. Riding on this foundation, we can improve our investment management of the exchange fund and consolidate our position as an offshore renminbi hub. And we can also work on fintech, financial innovations, and separate regulations for them. When we roll out new financial products, we should improve our business environment to achieve breakthroughs. Third, last week, we just completed the Global Financial Leaders Investment Summit. Vice Premier He Li-feng said in his keynote speech that we should build, consolidate, and develop Hong Kong as an international financial center. Under the one country, two systems principle, we enjoy a free trading environment. This attracts foreign investment into Hong Kong. As I mentioned in my amendments, we have to enhance collaboration with different countries, regions, and emerging markets to ensure that we consolidate our position as an international financial center. This summit pulled together international financial leaders and investors. This is a good way for us to tell good stories of Hong Kong. Hong Kong has been collaborating with the financial markets in Europe and the US. According to the CNSD statistics of Hong Kong foreign direct investment, the investment made by US and the UK account for 9.8% and 2.3% respectively. In the foreign investors of stock market, the European investors account for 47.6%. We must maintain these modes of collaboration. We should ensure free flow of capital and provide a friendly business environment to attract investments and startups from US and Europe. We should also promote cross-border boundary collaborations to find new opportunities. Through different channels, we should consolidate our relationship with our partners so that they can continue to participate in the Hong Kong financial market. This will vitalize our capital flow. However, we must not ignore the emerging markets. With the recent developments in Southeast Asia and Middle East, the capital from them have been increasing, and Hong Kong has signed a number of memorandum of understandings with the Saudi Arabia and the Middle East. Hong Kong should continue to work with the sovereign funds along the Belt and Road countries. This will allow us to consolidate our position as an international financial center and a wealth management center. We should also promote understanding of emerging markets and build a trusting relationship with them so that investors and entrepreneurs from those places will come to Hong Kong. This will bring new capital to our market. This will also facilitate talent exchange, mutual investment. This will also allow us to enhance our competitiveness. New opportunities will also be brought to local enterprises, thereby vitalizing our financial ecosystems and generate new growth areas. This will also allow us to contribute into the national development. I so speak in support of the original motion and the amendments. Dr. So Cheung-wing. Deputy President, I speak in support of the motion on promoting high-quality development to build China into a financial powerhouse. On the 16th of January this year, President Xi Jinping said in a meeting that we have to be equipped with a number of elements when we build ourselves into a financial powerhouse. We need to have 6 strong key core financial elements. One of the elements is an international financial center. Undoubtedly, Hong Kong is the strongest international financial centers in China. When we come to the stage of external and internal circulation stage, we can go on the road of development with Chinese characteristics. Hong Kong serves a demonstration role while we face various challenges. I move amendments so that we can give full play to the role of superconnector between the mainland and the world and contribute to the internationalization of renminbi. The promotion of international financial center is boundless. We should work on common grounds. When we develop our markets, we should respect and consolidate our position. An advanced financial ecosystems and management are essential. Just like science and medicine, finance affects the lives of the people. Finance is not particular to any country or place. Every country has their own regulators, and we have to control the risks. each place and economies influence each other. Hong Kong as an international financial center is well connected. We must respect the laws. This is how we ensure self-governance and security. These should be our core values. We must ensure the robust legal framework and stable policies for our financial markets so that we can be self-sustained. Without a transparent and comprehensive set of laws and negative lists, we won't be able to control the risk when we develop our financial market. At the same time, we must align ourselves with international rules. The reason why we become an international financial center is because while our rules and regulations align with those on the international arena, this is how we enhance our status. Also, Hong Kong should leverage on our strengths of one country, two systems principle and having the support of our motherland while being connected to the world to develop financial products and markets with Hong Kong characteristics. This will allow us to offer opportunities to foreign investors to contribute to the high-quality development to build China into a financial powerhouse. We should vitalize the renminbi business and enhance mutual access. I so speak in support of the motion. Thank you. Secretary for Financial Services and the Treasury. President, first of all, I thank Mr. Robert Lee for moving this motion on promoting high-quality development to build China into a financial powerhouse, and Ms. Carmen, Mr. Tan Yueheng, Mr. Edmund WONG, Mr. Ka-piu, Mr. Chun-ying, Mr. Andrew Lam, Mr. Adrian Ho, and Dr. Cheung-wing for moving the amendments so that we can exchange views on how to consolidate Hong Kong's position as an international financial center and contribute to building China into a financial powerhouse. Our country held the Central Financial Work Conference in October last year to analyze the challenges we face in the midst of high-quality financial development and lay out the priorities for current and future actions. As mentioned in Mr. Lee's motion, the conference proposes to accelerate the building of China into a financial powerhouse, strengthen financial regulation, improve the financial system, optimize financial services, prevent and mitigate risks, as well as promote high-quality financial development of our country. The conference places equal importance to both bringing in and going global. We should steadily expand institutional opening up in the financial sector and facilitate cross-boundary investment and financing so as to attract more foreign financial institutions and long-term capital to invest and operate in China. We should consolidate and enhance Hong Kong's position as an international financial center. The third plenary session of the 20th Central Committee held this July adopted the resolution on further deepening reform comprehensively to advance Chinese modernization. The resolution in short. The resolution underscores the need to deepen financial system reform, actively develop fintech, green finance, inclusive finance, pension finance, and digital finance, as well as enhance high-quality financial services for major strategies, key areas, and weaker links. It also advocates for high-standard financial opening up, prudently and steadily advancing the internationalization of renminbi, developing the offshore renminbi market, and advancing research and application of digital renminbi. We should leverage our institutional strength of one country and two systems, consolidate Hong Kong's status as an international financial center so that we can better serve the country's opening up efforts. Since the current term government took office, it has consistently upheld the 4 musts and 4 proposals laid down by President Xi Jinping. It has implemented reforms in multiple areas to improve governance standards, reform government culture, adopt a result-oriented approach, strengthen development momentum, and create new business opportunities and market to enhance our competitiveness. Through joint efforts by the industry and the government, we have made progress in several global rankings. We have reclaimed our position as the world's third-largest international financial center, dispelling pessimistic narratives. Several key financial indicators, including the market capitalization of the securities market, funds raised through IPO, asset under management, external transactions of international banks, offshore renminbi deposits, international bond issuance by Asian entities, and the total amount of green and sustainable bonds issued have consistently ranked among the top in Asia and globally. Vice Premier He Lifeng of the State Council, in his recent speech in Hong Kong, said, "No matter how external circumstances change, we should always focus on doing our own things well." In the face of a complex international landscape, Hong Kong will further leverage its unique advantages under one country, two systems, serving as a bridge between the mainland and the world. With Hong Kong's strengths, we aim to meet the nation's need in both going global and bringing in. We have continuously worked on enhancing Hong Kong's role in the country's opening up while consolidating and enhancing our status as an international financial center. First, since the listing of the first H share in 1993, Hong Kong Stock Exchange has become the primary channel for mainland enterprises to raise funds globally. Over the past 31 years, more than 1,460 mainland enterprises have listed in Hong Kong, accounting for over half of all listed companies in Hong Kong. Mainland enterprises have contributed over 80% of the cumulative IPO fundraising total of approximately $5 trillion. Second, over the decades since the mutual market access regime between Hong Kong and the mainland launched in 2014, we have played an increasingly prominent role in connecting mainland and international capital markets and investors. Stock Connect has become the most trusted channel for international investors to access mainland securities markets. The average daily northbound trading volume has surged from approximately 6 billion renminbi yuan in 2014 to over 136 billion yuan in the first 10 months of this year, representing a 23-fold increase. Third, Hong Kong holds the world's largest pool of offshore renminbi funds, with renminbi deposits exceeding 1.1 trillion yuan as at the end of October 2024. From January to September this year, Hong Kong accounted for approximately 80% of global offshore renminbi settlements. Over the years, we have established a robust ecosystems for issuing and trading offshore renminbi products such as stocks, bonds, and funds. Building on this foundation, we will actively support renminbi internationalization, enhance the investment functionality of offshore renminbi, expand the use of digital renminbi in Hong Kong, and provide stronger financial backing for our country's external cooperation. Fourth, in 2023, the total amount of green and sustainable debt issued in Hong Kong exceeded $50 billion. Of this, green and sustainable bond issued in Hong Kong accounted for approximately $30 billion, ranking first in the Asian market and representing more than one-third of the regional total. Additionally, in July 2023, we established a licensing regime for virtual asset service providers to ensure regulated development of virtual assets. Fifth, as an international financial center, Hong Kong actively participates in international affairs to enhance its image in the global and Asian Pacific arenas and contribute to standard formulation. For instance, the Hong Kong Monetary Authority is a member of the Financial Stability Board. The Securities and Futures Commission of Hong Kong leads the Asia Pacific Regional Committee of the International Organization of Securities Commissions, fostering collaboration among regional securities regulators. These efforts are ongoing and require further input from members and the industry. I once again thank Mr. Robert Lee for moving today's motion, giving us this opportunity to listen to members' insights. I will later respond to specific proposals in the motion and amendments, as well as other members' suggestions. Thank you, Deputy President. Mr. Sunny Tang. Thank you, Deputy President. President Xi Jinping said that we should build China into a financial powerhouse. He stresses the 6 strong key core financial elements, including a strong international financial center. Under the one country, two systems, we are a top international financial center. We have a stable investment and business environment. These are the cornerstones to our success. With the high-quality development of our country, the 3rd plenary session adopted the resolution on further deepening reform comprehensively. Under this new landscape, we must review and explore how we can reform our financial systems so that we can consolidate and enhance our long-term competitiveness and contribute to the development of our country. We must improve our financing market. We can learn from other countries. Some European and US economies adopt this disclosure-based system for listing. Their regulators do not approve their financial products, and the risk level is assessed by the investors on their own. With lower listing costs, they attract enterprises to raise funds in their market. However, Hong Kong rely on a match-based principle by the regulators. Our regulations are more stringent. The regulators will assess if the companies are suitable to be listed in the market. We focus more on the protection of the interest of investors. This is our disadvantage compared to other advanced economies. So just like what Vice Premier He Lifeng said, we must embrace reforms, enhance the competitiveness of our financial market. First, we should adopt a disclosure-based principle as our listing mechanism to improve our financing services. This will allow us to attract more enterprises of different scales at different stages to come list in Hong Kong. Investors can choose the products based on the risk level of individual stock. This should apply to other products, for example, renminbi-denominated products as well. If we worry about the protection offered to small investors, we should set up separate regulators to assess the risk. If we adopt a disclosure-based principle, then this will consolidate our status as an international financial center even further. A country leader also said that we should leverage on our advantages to explore foreign markets. In order to attract more foreign enterprises to set up presence in Hong Kong or help mainland enterprises go global, I suggest the administration lower the threshold for SPEC. That is, so that they can expand their products, including our traditional industry, so that we can enhance our competitiveness as an financing market. Third, the administration should relax barriers for listing. We should remove outdated regulations and smoothen the procedures, shorten the approval time, streamlining the listing procedures, and lowering the cost. We should enhance the flexibility of our stock market. The SFC has amended the listing rules by enhancing the requirements for executive directors of companies. This will increase the compliance cost of enterprises and the market. Well, I think that the market adjusts on their own. We don't need overregulation. We should also lower the stock stamp duty. We should ride on our foundation, deepen our financial reform, and contribute to our country's opening up. I so speak in support of the motion.
Dr. Chow Man Kong. last week, Mr. He Lifeng came to attend Global Financial Leaders Summit. He expressed great concern about the development of Hong Kong. He said Hong Kong should develop into a financial center. This is what Hong Kong needs and what the country also needs. Now, I speak in support of Mr. Robert Lee's motion. I'm going to speak later on the technology finance, pension finance, and so on. Now, we need to on to technology finance. Now, Hong Kong is becoming INT center, so the Hong Kong Exchange streamlined listing rules, so more high-tech companies will come to list in Hong Kong. Now, I see that Chapter 18C barriers has been lowered, so there's a reduction of 20% of the market capitalization, so that will bring more high-tech companies to list in Hong Kong. But then I think there's room for further improvement. Now, there are 12 unicorns in Hong Kong. By 2025, there will be 18 unicorns. But out of the 14,000 startups, it's a small percentage, and most of the startups don't meet the 18C criteria. So the government should consider the Nasdaq approach or the Shanghai exchange approach. There should be more liberal listing rules, or there could be specific targets. For example, if the R&D work of particular companies is important with strategic value, then there could be further a bit more relaxed rules. On pension finance, now how do we encourage people to use their personal savings in the long run, so they could use their personal savings in the long run to save for retirement? Japan is the most has the largest elderly population in the world. In September, 29.3% of the population is the elderly, and then they have an EDICO scheme for people who are below 60 could join the scheme. They could choose the investment products, and they could also decide on the saving amount each month. I understand this scheme is for local residents, so they could use their monthly savings to offset salaries tax, and they could. Now, if they use EDICO to invest their savings in insurance, gold, and so on, or the profits would be tax-free. So this provides additional retirement protection to Japanese nationals. It also injects impetus into the investment market. Now, the scheme started operation in 2002. And for the Tokyo Security Exchange, its stock prices went up 30% in 3 years and 11% in 3 years. Now, I think the government should consider annuity plans, insurance plans, and reverse mortgage plans. These qualified financial products. And so there could be $60,000 of tax concessions allowed. And then we could also learn from Japan. We could bring in more flexible pension finance products for the public. And then there should be stronger tax incentives, so young people will start planning early for retirement. Now, I'd like to talk about the bond market. Both Singapore and Hong Kong are international financial centers. Study findings show that Singapore remains the premier bond market in Asia. Hong Kong is only ranked second, so we must keep improving the regulatory framework of the bond market. Then we could facilitate bond issuance better, and that will further enhance our competitiveness, and we could then increase the market share of bond issuance. Thank you. Mr. Peter Kuhn. Now, BRIC countries, after held the first summit in Russia, and then the 4 BRIC countries, there were initially 4 BRIC countries, now there are 12 BRIC countries. That means the group is becoming increasingly influential and is an important force in promoting global prosperity and stability. Now the bloc is going to consider a new settlement system. Now renminbi will play an increasingly important role in the international arena. In the 20th National Congress report, it says that there's also the 3rd plenary session and the 14th five-year plan all state that there must be the internationalization of RMB in a steady manner. Now, the central authorities are now considering the latest situation, and it sent out the important message of internationalizing RMB. Hong Kong is an offshore RMB business hub, so now the central authority has appointed a new direction to Hong Kong. The Hong Kong MA and the People's Bank of China has already signed the currency swap agreement, so that will further improve the flow of RMB. And then there is ETF Connect and other Connect schemes introduced too. So that means there will be more and more cross-boundary RMB business and capital projects that will be launched in Hong Kong on a pilot basis. This will help to promote the orderly internationalization of RMB. It also shows Hong Kong has a unique advantage as an RMB hub. Now, there are various internal external factors that lead to changes in the RMB market. In the global market, so that it will help to promote the use of RMB. Now, there is no longer low cost for use of US dollars for settlement, and then because of the Russia-Ukraine conflict, and there are various sanctions in place, SWIFT is now become a financial weapon. It's established by the U.S. and then now it's used as a weapon against foes. So that's why there's now less international reliance on U.S. dollars. And so that means countries need to look for other alternative currencies for business, for trade settlement. So RMB will be a good choice. Now we are in a new era, so there are new changes. New changes also bring about new opportunities. So we have to see how we could make the most of this current development and actively take part into internationalization of RMB. We must help the bigger BRIC bloc to look into the development of a new international settlement, payment and settlement system. The SL government should actively support the national strategy on RMB internationalization and opening up, and then the SL government should support Chinese-funded and international companies to make wider use of RMB, and the government should develop a Belt and Road risk financing and risk management center, and so settlement can be in RMB. So China, the ASEAN, and RCEP, they will bring about globalization in a sense, and so SAR should take part in that. And now there is RMB counter in Stock Connect that will help to promote the development of RMB business offshore, and then investors could also be attracted to the Hong Kong market. I believe these measures will further help to consolidate Hong Kong as the world's largest offshore RMB business hub. Thank you. Mr. Chen Kim-po. Thank you, Deputy President. I thank Mr. Robert Lee for moving the motion and the other members for moving the amendments. President Xi Jinping made an important speech. He mentioned the 6 strong key core financial elements: strong currency, central bank financial institutions, international financial centers, financial supervision, and financial talents. Now, Hong Kong is an essential part of the national strategy to build a international financial powerhouse because we are a strong international financial center. We have strong advantages. So we should therefore contribute to the country's effort to become a financial powerhouse. Now we need to develop green finance, and then we'll have new financial pillars. And we must further consolidate Hong Kong as an international financial center and a green finance center. And Hong Kong could help the country to develop new green industries. And in promoting green products and so on, we could also promote the denomination of green products in RMB. Now we have a strong foundation, so we should leverage on these advantages. And in the aviation sector, fuel bunkering sector, and so on, Hong Kong could also play a part in building a green bunkering chain, industrial chain. And then we must also improve our urban planning so we could promote, improve our warehousing and other facilities and logistics facilities. So through green businesses, we could offer various diversity of financing channels, such as IPO and so on. Then we could bring international companies come to Hong Kong to build a green industry chain that will help the going global of new quality productive forces. At the same time, that will lead to new financial products such as carbon trading and so on. So they will help to promote green finance in Hong Kong. And there should be further expansion of the Connect schemes, and there should be more fund flows northbound and southbound that will further consolidate our position as an international financial center. Alibaba, the largest e-commerce company, has made a decision for dual listing, so that in Hong Kong, so that would boost international confidence in Hong Kong as a financial center. And it is and in the face of sanctions from the U.S. and the Western world, Hong Kong should actively develop into a non-U.S. dollar financial center. The government and the sector should work together to improve the infrastructure. And we must also actively promote the diversity of gold products to meet the different needs of investors. And we need to also develop a RMB denominated carbon trading market. And then we could help to set international standards in carbon emission trading. Thank you.
Mr. Chen-Pu-Leung. Thank you, Deputy President. Finance is the lifeblood of the national economy. It is also a key part of the country. We need to make sure we implement financial reforms to promote high-quality development. Recently, Vice Premier He Lifeng gave a speech in the Global Financial Leaders Investment Summit. He proposed 3 development directions: deepening reforms, expanding opening up of the market, and better dovetail with the national strategy. We have many uncertainties in the external environment. If we can do well in the 3 directions, we should be able to consolidate our status as an international financial center. Hong Kong is an open economy well positioned to make contributions to the country to become a financial powerhouse. We have advanced financial infrastructure. We also have comprehensive regulatory framework. We have free flow of capital and information. We have a highly internationalized financial ecosystem that is positioned to bring overseas investors to the country and help mainland investors go global. The outline development plan of the GBA sets out Hong Kong's development direction to become an international financial center. And this is the precondition for our developing the 5 major articles. I want to focus in particular on pension finance. It is important to care for the elderly persons. We now have an aging population. If we refer to the 5 pillars of retirement protection, we have inadequate protection in Hong Kong, and most of that is paid for by public money. It will pose an even heavier financial burden in the government in future. Right now, there are 3 key parts of the social security system in the mainland. They have a social insurance where contributions are made by employers, employees, and the government. There is also an additional component that is paid by the employers, employees, and individuals may also purchase retirement products on their own. We have different retirement protection systems. We have much to catch up on the commercial side of things. We are now not paying attention to lifespan, rather we are paying attention to health span. We can refer to the mainland experience of having an insurance ecosystem to pay for elderly expenses. We have many people from Hong Kong retiring in the GBA these days. We can see that the retirement community system is prosperous, not only in the mainland but overseas. They provide comprehensive services to the elderly, managing their diet as well as treatment. These can be good options for the elderly persons in Hong Kong. So for middle-class elderly persons that have retirement plans, we can perhaps operate recognized retirement communities and provide retirement products to these middle-class persons. After these middle-class persons have purchased products for a certain number of years, they will be entitled to live in such communities. And for those who have purchased such products, the government can provide tax incentives to encourage them to take up such option. In the long term, it will alleviate the financial burden, and it will also provide an alternative option for retirement planning for citizens. Thank you. Mr. Duncan Chu. Thank you. I would first like to thank Mr. Robert LEE for moving the motion. Before we talk about financial innovation, we need to talk about developing new quality productive forces. It's not just about INT with the development of new quality productive forces. We need to increase productivity or factors of productivity. We need to have innovative human capital. We need to enhance their knowledge. We need to innovate in terms of workflow. With the manufacturing of a machine, it's more about making sure that there is less friction with the screws, for example, that would help enhance productivity. I have many concerns about innovation in the stock market. We have had success in the stock market reliant on innovation from many years ago. In fact, the father of Mr. Robert LEE has led innovation in the share listing regime, and it is still the foundations for our prosperity these days. And other pioneer in the financial market has led the advances in electronic trading that has brought about policy innovation It has also increased the number of transactions that can be dealt with the system. And the father of red stocks, he has also done much in reforming the financial market. Since the year 2000, we have seen GEM, SPAC, as well as the co-ownership, weighted voting right. We have had some reforms, but is that enough? Chapter 18C is innovative, that change, but is that enough? We can see right now with the trading volume or the capability to raise funds, there's still much room for improvement. With the low cost of capital movement, we need to make sure our competitiveness is up to par in order to meet the needs of investors. For example, back in the music scene in 80s and 90s, we can have overseas songs and have them with Chinese lyrics, and these songs can be popular. It will not cut these days. As an international financial center, not just a regional financial center, we must have innovative products that are unique to our market. We need to have a unique market system that will attract investors. We can not only do what has been proven to be successful. We cannot become an international financial center this way. We haven't changed much with our system. We have only increased our capacity. We have seen changes in consumption patterns. Now we also see changes in trading patterns. Not many will just stay indoors and trade these days. We need to make sure there is innovation with trading. We need to incorporate more digital finance products. We also need to perhaps think about the trading of tokenized shares so that we can have more Web 3.0 products. With the promotion of financial innovation, I urge officials to have a mindset of developing new quality productive forces. Finance is the lifeblood of the national economy. We must do more in terms of innovation, nurturing talents, as well as supervision, and so on to ensure our pioneer status in the financial scene. Thank you, Deputy President. Mr. Lam Sen-kang, Deputy President. When I first read this motion, I remember the IPO motion that was raised last year. We had this and I said then we should have SMEs list in Hong Kong as well. This would help enhance Hong Kong's status as an international financial center. I thank Mr. Robert LEE for moving this motion so that we can review previous figures of the past year. According to HKEX's 10 months figures in this year, we have 31 companies, and before last year we had 52. In the GEM, we had 0 last year. This year we had 3. That is a threefold increase. We had media SF Express listing, and they were listed very quickly. I do appreciate the efficiency of the authorities, but for the smaller enterprises and those coming from the Southeast Asia, I hope the authorities can be as quick. The HKEX said there are 110 companies waitlisting for listing, and later on, the HKEX said there were still 100 waitlisting. We had yet to see some results of the reforms implemented last year. Can the acting secretary explain why there is a slow progress? Vice Premier He Lifeng said in his speech 3 proposed development directions for Hong Kong. 1, deepening reforms, dovetailing with the national strategy, as well as expanding collaboration, attracting foreign capital to come to Hong Kong. So these are the 3 development directions. But it seems that officials only thought about expanding collaboration and opening up, working with the Belt and Road countries, telling good stories of Hong Kong. There may be much said in the paper that there wasn't much content. I think the government is not doing enough. From the figures I quoted earlier about IPOs, it shows the situation. You shouldn't only talk about what the amount is, because it only shows that there are some large companies coming. We need also the SMEs listing. Companies often start small. Some may be successful, some may fail. This is inevitable. What we can do is provide a platform for them to finance their business. We may not be able to guarantee their success. If we stop them at this listing stage, they are more likely to fail. So I ask the government to not only look to the outside, we need to take care of the local market. We need to make sure there is proper listing regime for SMEs. I said earlier that we should facilitate SMEs and enterprises from Southeast Asia to come list in Hong Kong through implementing reforms. And the review should be comprehensive to make sure there are concrete results. We need to take action instead of just using words. Even if we talk about the amount being significant, it will not do in attracting investors. I so submit. Thank you, Deputy President.
Mr. Kenneth Lau. Well, in the National Financial Work Conference, it is said that we should enhance our technology finance, green finance, inclusive finance, pension finance, and digital finance. President Xi Jinping earlier this year also said that we should have 6 strong key core financial elements when we develop our country into a great financial strength, including currency, central bank, financial institutions, international financial centers, financial supervision, and a team of financial talents. Hong Kong is one of the most important international financial centers. Under the one country, two systems principle, we are our country's national financial center. So I think that we should play an even more important role. As mentioned by Vice Premier He Lifeng of the State Council pointed out in the Global Financial Leader Investment Summit that we should build and consolidate as well as develop Hong Kong as an international financial center. This is not only necessary for Hong Kong but also important to the country. We have free flow of information, capital, and people. We must contribute to the development of China into a financial powerhouse. We must be highly internationalized. So that we can give full play to our unique advantage to having the support of our country and being well connected to the rest of the world. This will allow us to serve our role as a superconnector. According to the monetary authorities' statistics, the deposit of renminbi amount to $1 trillion. That ranks the first in the world. I hope that the administration will roll out more renminbi-denominated products to increase the liquidity of renminbi. We should also align our regulations with the mainland to make sure that the cross-boundary investment is transparent and compliant with the rules and regulations. This will enhance market confidence in our system, and this will also attract more international financial institutions and investors to come here. We should also deepen financial reform and innovations. We should develop green finance, technology finance, and digital finance. We should also develop family office. This will enhance our competitiveness. As at August this year, the SAR government has issued $220 billion green bonds targeting retail and institutional investors. The bonds have been very popular. We must promote green finance development by encouraging institutions to roll out more green products, green insurance products, and so on. This will allow us to contribute to the development of a beautiful China. Our country is trying to develop into a financial powerhouse. We have a role to play in this. We can attract foreign investment to contribute to the real economy of our country. However, the stamp duty of our stock is still the highest in the world. This will undermine the development of our stock market. Last year, the administration lowered the stamp duty of stock. The real stamp duty is still 2.2%. For other countries like Singapore, they have completely removed the levying of stock stamp duty. I think that we should align ourselves with the international market by lowering the transaction costs to boost liquidity of our market. This will attract more foreign investors to come to Hong Kong so that we can serve our role as a bridge between the mainland and the rest of the world. Deputy President, as an important platform to build China into a financial powerhouse, we should leverage on the support of our country. We should also work on technology finance, green finance, and inclusive finance to develop new quality finance and enhance our status as an international financial center. I will speak in support of the original motion and all of the amendments. Mr. Holden Chow. Thank you, Deputy President. I speak in support of Mr. Robert Lee's motion and the other members' amendments. I thank them for moving the motion. On the promotion of high-quality development to build China into a financial power, one of the most important things is currency. I'd like to talk about the internationalization of renminbi. The usage of renminbi over the world amount to 40% or 4%. It seems that there is still room for us to develop renminbi internationalization. This also means that there are opportunities for us. I think that under the one country, two systems principle, we can serve a role as the largest offshore renminbi hub. And our dual counter model of Hong Kong dollar and renminbi is developing rapidly. We also have a lot of green financial and investment products. This will promote the internationalization of renminbi as well as its liquidity. The development of the financial market must serve the real economy. In the third plenary session, it is said that we should consolidate our position as an international trade center, maritime center, and financial centers. I think that the development of financial market supports the development of the maritime sector as well as logistics. In this year's policy address, it is said that we are going to build a commodities trading center. For us to achieve this goal, we must have sufficient warehouse and facilities. Only by this can we build ourselves into a commodities trading center. Only with a large volume of transactions of commodities can we attract large ships to come to Hong Kong, because ships go with the cargoes and the vessel owners are the commodities traders. This will attract vessels to come to Hong Kong and boost our maritime development. By then, we will have more derivatives derived and financing services, for example, vessel leasing and insurance. But as we develop our market, we must have enough talents. Deputy President, on different occasions, I've said that we don't have many talents that are well-versed in maritime law. In the legal sector, we don't have a lot of experts on maritime law either. So I think that the administration should dedicate more resources to nurture talents to meet the demand in the industry. Currently, in universities, I know that there are master's programs that have been created that are taught by maritime experts. But for law students, I ask them to choose maritime-related electives. This will give them foundation knowledge on this area. If we are to develop ourselves into a maritime and financial center, we must have talents. Deputy President, I so submit. Mr. Kennedy Wong. Deputy President, promoting high-quality development to build China into a financial powerhouse is very important. I support Mr. Robert Lee's original motion and other members' amendments. We must consolidate and enhance our position as an international financial center. This is also a request set out in the third plenary sessions of the Central Committee. In order to meet this target, we must understand what President Xi talked about. Vice Premier He Li came on the 19th of November to attend the Global Financial Leaders Investment Summit. In his keynote speech, he said that we must deepen financial innovations and enhance collaboration as well as opening up, and we should write on national plans as well. This shows the importance of Hong Kong as an international financial center to support a country's development. And they also give us, Vice Premier also gave us concrete directions for our development. We must have courage to innovate and be scientific. We must review our challenges and deficiencies. We should also devise measures to enhance our competitiveness. Now, digital finance is an important direction that we should take. Western countries like the US and European countries have problems with the digital platforms, and the investors' confidence have been undermined. We can leverage on our robust regulations and be innovative. We should make use of blockchain in Web 3.0, RWDB tokenization, as well as virtual assets to protect the interest of the investors and strike a balance between innovations and development. This will allow us to create a new pathways for innovations. After we have expanded our bond market, Vice Premier He Li said that the country is supporting Hong Kong's development as an international financial center. The country will also support more enterprises to come to Hong Kong to issue bonds in Hong Kong. They will also regularize the issuance of sovereign bonds in Hong Kong. This will facilitate Hong Kong's development as an international offshore renminbi hub. This is conducive to the healthy development of our market. We can also attract southern countries, Middle East, ASEAN countries, as well as countries that have signed free trade agreements with us, issue sovereign wealth bonds in Hong Kong. We should also invite them to issue renminbi-denominated bonds in Hong Kong to increase our scale, liquidity, and improve our impact. We should also build a commodities futures market. This will also consolidate our position as international financial center. This year's policy address says that we should encourage gold trading and facilitate settlement delivery of gold. And we should also boost the transaction volumes of commodities. This will enhance our position as an international commodities trading center. Mr. Li Yunze of the National Financial Regulatory Administration said that we should ride on national policies by opening up our market. They will also support People's Bank of China to set up offshore branch in Hong Kong. Vice Premier He and Mr. Li speeches in the summit are very encouraging and inspirational. We must leverage on these opportunities, comprehensively develop our financial market. Seoul Summit.
Ms. Elizabeth Quat. Deputy President, I thank Mr. Robert Lee for moving the motion. I fully support it. Now, with the support of government of the country, Hong Kong as an international financial center must explore and seize upon new opportunities for further development. I'd like to speak on three aspects on technology, finance, and digital finance. Now, there is the emerging financial sector based on blockchain technology. Blockchain technology is brought about reform in the global market. Now, U.S. is the center of Web 3.0, so it's attracted many talents and much capital. And then there is also increasing demand for OWA. And data shows that in 2023, Web 3.0 has more than $800 million of financing. Now, Hong Kong is not doing enough in promoting blockchain and Web 3.0. Now, UST is now has $130 billion of market value. It's actually parent company was set up in Hong Kong, but Hong Kong is not keeping up with the development. So Hong Kong needs to proactively support emerging financial industry based on blockchain. We should bring new Web 3 products to Hong Kong. And then second point, on the 6 strong key core financial elements mentioned by President Xi Jinping, where we need to promote infrastructure development. Now, there are the President Xi Jinping asked for 6 strong key core financial elements: a strong currency, strong central bank, strong financial institutions, strong international financial center, strong financial supervision, and strong financial talents. Now, our advantage is in rule of law, robust regulation, and financial center. Take RWA as an example. As of November, its market value exceeds $13.46 billion. Is also rapidly growing. So Hong Kong as an international financial center must actively take part in and lead the development of RWA. At the regulatory level, there could be a friendly framework for providing legal protection to the development of RWA. And then we should encourage businesses to try various financial products and services so we could build INT finance ecosystem. And we could also promote cross-boundary fund raising. And then thirdly, we could seize upon opportunities of RWA and stable coins to promote quality development. Now, RWA is about a new technology. It's also about technology finance, green finance, inclusive finance, pension finance, digital finance is the key. Now, for example, in green finance, RWA could help to set standards for carbon trading. And then on inclusive finance, the RWA could be used by SMEs for improving cash flow and so on. And then the market has strong demand for low cost and low risk products. So the government should speed up the study the development of Hong Kong dollar denominated stable coins. Now we should use blockchain technology as the entry point. And then we should seize upon the development of RWA and Web3. And then we could promote high quality development in Hong Kong so we can work together and contribute to the country's development into a financial powerhouse. I speak in support of motion and all the amendments. Mr. Tommy Cheung, Deputy President, the country strongly supports Hong Kong's consolidation as an international financial center. Now, the third plenary session resolution to deepen reform of the country and promote further modernization. Well, in that resolution, there is a strategic guidance on how Hong Kong could further develop into an international financial center among the other two and the other two centers. Now, Vice Premier He Lifeng said we must seize upon the opportunity, we must seek and embrace changes, and we must give play to the Lion Rock spirit, and we must remain enterprising so we could further consolidate our position as international financial center. Now, finance is the lifeblood of the country's economy. And the Central Financial Work Conference proposes that we need to do a good job in the 5 major articles on technology finance, green finance, the inclusive finance, pension finance, and digital finance. Oh, the clock is not running. Well, we're adjusting that. So with innovation technology that could bring about new industries, new modes, and new growth drivers. Developing technology finance could further promote the development of both the financial industries and the I&T industries, and that and then SMEs could also speed up their upgrading and transformation. Now, if we develop green finance, then we will have high quality products, and we could channel funds into green industries, and we could promote low carbon development. And there are also low cost loans for SMEs who suffer from credit crunch. And for developing inclusive finance, that will benefit the public. Now, if we develop inclusive finance, people will be able to benefit from that. Now, on the full portability of MPF and the e-MPF platforms, they will enhance efficiency, lower cost, and offer more convenience to the management of MPF funds, and that will reduce administrative workload. And pension finance could also address the issues brought about by an aging population. It's about the well-being of the public, and it's about meeting the increasing needs of an aging population. So we need to further improve the retirement protection system. Now, Hong Kong is seeing an aging population. Actually, there are challenges, at the same time there are new business opportunities to certain industries. So we must develop a silver economy and unleash the potential of the grey market. At the same time, we could better meet the needs of the elderly. As we develop digital finance that would actually boost the effectiveness and efficiency of the real economy. At the same time, there will be new business opportunities too. We could bring technology and a real economy together. There could be more products, credit products, and so on. At the same time, FNG will be given more financing options. The Liberal Party supports the motion on Mr. Tang Ka-piu's amendment, urging the government to motivate MPF funds to offer fund options with guaranteed above inflation returns, while the Liberal Party has reservation. I hope the all government departments will fully implement the spirit of the 20th National Congress, and we should make sure that we could make strategic contribution to national development. At the same time, the measures announced in the 2024 policy address must be implemented as soon as possible so we could further deepen financial reform, and then we could also better integrate with the national development strategy. So in the process of the country developing into a financial powerhouse, Hong Kong could make new contribution. Thank you. Ms. Maggie Chan. Thank you, Deputy President. I speak in support of Mr. Robert Lee's motion. I'd like to speak on pension finance. The Central Financial Work Conference in 2023 made pension finance one of the 5 major articles. So actively promoting pension finance is an opportunity for the financial sector in Hong Kong. I think the government could work on 4 areas. 1, we should develop the silver economy, and that will help to improve the retirement protection system. I suggest that the working group on promoting the silver economy should formulate concrete retirement policies. There should be more publicity on the free products of the Hong Kong Mortgage Corporation. We should develop the silver bond market, and there should be more tax concessions for voluntary contribution to MPF. And then financial institutions should be encouraged to offer retirement products with fixed income. Now, different financial institutions and other groups should organize more talks to enhance the knowledge of the elderly on financial services and products. This will help them to stay alert to scams. And then there should be cross-sector pension finance. Now, Hong Kong could also tap into the Greater Bay Area market and resources. We should encourage financial institutions in Hong Kong and the mainland to take up cross-boundary retirement protection projects. So Hong Kong could then become a cross-boundary retirement investment hub. This will further consolidate our position as an international financial center. That's the 3rd point. 4th point, we should guide retirement funds into industries or on retirement, for example, residential care homes and so on. This will help to promote the development of the elderly health market. And then now young Hong Kong people like to buy properties on the in the GBA. So GBA properties should be allowed for use in a reverse mortgage, and then we could also promote the integrated development of silver economy. Now, for example, tourism, health, preservation, and so on. All these industries could work to develop together. And there could also be financial services for cross-boundary retirement. I would also like to speak on using more technology for retirement purpose. So we should further promote your own technology and develop more products for use by the public, by the elderly. There could also be more applications for use by the elderly, and then we could further enhance the technological element of pension finance and retirement insurance. There should be innovative financial products for retirement purposes. So there could be, now on the mainland, they are actively promoting Insurance Plus. So there could be better collaboration between insurance and the healthcare sector, and this will help to build retirement communities. Thank you.
Mr. Attorney Tse. Thank you, Deputy President. I speak on behalf of G19 members, our support for Mr. Robert Lee's motion. And out of the 8 amendments, 3 of them were raised by G19 members, Ms. Carmen, Dr. Tan Yueheng, and Mr. Chun-ying. They all work in the financial sector. They have great expectations for promoting high-quality development to build China into a financial powerhouse. I am not a financial expert, but I have been calling for diversified development of Hong Kong's economy, developing other industries such as cultural and creative industries, as well as the tourism industry. But we should not forget our traditional industries, such as the financial industry, that should continue to see innovation. We need to expand our financial sector to attract overseas capital and companies to come to Hong Kong to ensure a win-win situation. For our direction of reform in the financial sector, it is the same as that for the construction industry. We need to enhance efficiency, enhance quality of services, streamline the administrative processes so as to lower the trading and regulatory compliance costs. We are faced with undue pressure from the West. Other than maintaining communication with the US and European countries, we need to open up our country further to countries that are friendly to us. For example, the ASEAN countries, the Middle Eastern countries, as well as the Belt and Road countries. We see the renminbi moving towards higher internationalization. Vice Premier He Lifeng proposed 3 development directions for the development of the Hong Kong's financial industry. And what I said is more or less relevant to the directions he proposed. I will not go into technical details here because I'm not a financial expert. I will leave it to other G19 members to say this. I will specifically focus on pension finance. I said before, elderly persons have various assets, they have insurance, they have savings. Unlike when they were working, they no longer have a stable income. They would try to save up money by not going outside to make any consumptions. This is not conducive to the economy, nor is it beneficial for the elderly. Dr. Tan Yueheng raised a question earlier this morning on the Hong Kong Mortgage Corporation's Retire 3, that is the Reverse Mortgage Program, Policy Reverse Mortgage Program, and HKMC Annuity Plan. These help provide retirement protection if we develop them even further. Regarding what Mr. Tang Ka-piu said about MPF providing guaranteed above inflation returns, well, I do think it is good. We lack the details in implementation. Would it be the case that in the end the government would have to pay the MPF companies in order to make sure the guaranteed returns are paid? So I have reservations about this. Thank you. Mr. Louis Long. Deputy President, at the end of October last year at the Central Financial Work Conference, President Xi emphasized the need to accelerate the building of China into a financial powerhouse. We need to develop the 5 major articles: technology finance, green finance, inclusive finance, pension finance, and digital finance. In order to realize this vision, the HKSAR government must support the financing of micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises. We also need to meet the needs of the elderly in response to an aging population and provide suitable services for different groups. Inclusive finance is about inclusiveness. We have much to do in this regard. We need to specifically strengthen financial services for the micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises so that in this critical time of financial recovery, these enterprises will have extra funds to upgrade and transform their business. In the policy address, there are various measures supporting SMEs, and the HKMA and the the Association of Banks have already set up a group to help with the financing of SMEs. But would this really make financial institutions be more accommodating for enterprises? I ask the government to urge the banking sector to encourage more SMEs to register. We should also make sure we can provide a lifeline to SMEs. Pension finance is also very important. Last month, $55 billion in silver bonds were issued. There's also a working group on developing silver economy that had its first meeting on the 7th of this month. We need to make sure there is retirement protection, and MPF is a big part of this. Since the launch of the EMPF platform, there have been concerns about the reliability of the platform. The platform has addressed some complaints, but I urge the government to closely monitor the operations of the platform to ensure that there is smooth running of operations once there are more trustees on the platform. It is now common to make use of apps to make use of banking services. According to a Consumption Council survey in March, only 3 banks provide services that would have a specific version for the elderly persons, a more accessible version. I urge the government to encourage more financial institutions to implement elderly-friendly apps to promote inclusive finance. In order to accelerate the building of China into a financial powerhouse, we need to make sure we need to develop green finance and technology finance to increase government revenue. We need to also do better in inclusive finance and pension finance so that we can actually benefit the public. But then we need to make sure there is the lifeblood of the economy. We shouldn't leave the decrease in Hang Seng Index just be. We need to do more. We need to leverage our foreign reserves to protect our stock market. We should take action and set an example by investing locally and encourage others to invest the same to realize our vision of building China into a financial powerhouse. Thank you. Mr. Jimmy Thank you, Deputy President. Vice Premier He Lifeng proposed 3 development directions for Hong Kong. There should be more financial innovation, enhancing competitiveness of the financial market. There should be better opening up of the financial market, as well as dovetail better with the national strategy. He has high expectations for the development of the financial sector of Hong Kong. And in fact, President Xi said in last year's Central Financial Work Conference that we have to do well in the 5 major articles: technology finance, green finance, inclusive finance, pension finance, and digital finance. Why these 5 areas? Technology finance will breed innovation. Green finance can ensure we have good foundations for development. Inclusive finance will ensure the public will reap the fruits of development of finance. Pension finance will make sure the elderly are protected. Digital finance will help enhance efficiency. With these 5 areas, we will make sure there is high quality development. I will first talk about green finance. Green finance is the foundation of high quality development according to President Xi. Hong Kong is an international financial center. We have many advantages. We have a sound legal system. We have free flow of capital. We have a number of financial talents. We should leverage on our advantages to promote green finance, to channel capital into green projects such as clean energy projects. On technology finance, why did it come first? Because if you do well in technology finance, it should drive the development in the 4 other major articles. It will drive development in stock, bond, and the market in general, promote realization of R&D outcomes, and then it will drive development in INT. Right now, the INT industry is market-led. In other jurisdictions, it is often bank-led. They have a sound financial ecosystem to support patient capital. Patient capital is all about patience. Indeed, it takes a long time and long-term capital in order to realize R&D outcomes. So not only do we should we have subsidy programs from the government, we should also make sure there is patient capital. We have the 10 billion INT industry-oriented fund that would channel capital into INT projects. This is an innovative measure, and I appreciate the government implementing this measure. With investing in INT, it is a bit of a gamble because they may not succeed right away. For investors, they need to make a bit of a gamble. And in Shenzhen, they proposed this concept of one having to be brave and make a gamble, and in turn that will become patient capital. I think we can refer to that experience. Let me also say this. Such investments are long-term investments, but it does not mean they do not want any returns. We need to create favorable conditions for this to happen still. I so submit speaking in support of the motion and amendments. Thank you.
Yueheng.
Mr. Dennis Leung. President, I speak in support of the motion on promoting high-quality development to build China into a financial powerhouse and all of the amendments. I know that a lot of members disagree with Mr. Tang Ka-piu's amendments. In his amendment, it is said that we should enrich the variety of pension finance products and motivating MPF funds to offer fund options with guaranteed above inflation returns. Investment is risky. We can not always have positive return, and we should not be guaranteeing returns. I'd like to supplement on the amendments of Mr. Tang. Within the SAR government, we have two different schemes with statutory guarantee returns. They are the Provident Fund for schools and teachers. They're set up under the Chapter 279C and 279D. Guaranteed return of 5% is set out for those Provident Fund. Mr. Tang only talked about the vision without giving us more details. In order for us to achieve guaranteed return, we must have a set of rules and mechanism. Let me talk about the Provident Fund for subsidized schools so that we know more about the mechanism for guaranteed returns. Because I used to be a teacher of a subsidized school, and I was a member of the Provident Fund board. Provident Fund for teachers return is calculated on a formula. First, we have to look at whether the return exceeds 40% of the reserve. Second, we use the return of the Provident Fund times the investment amount to come up with the dividend level. So the return, well, if the return does not exceed 40%, then we will distribute a return of 5%. So guaranteed return is not necessarily problematic. We need to have a reliable and comprehensive dividend distribution mechanism in order for us to provide guaranteed returns. Provident Fund for subsidized schools, in order to achieve the 5% guarantee return and for sustainable development of the fund, they invest in a variety of products. They invest in stock and locally, foreign stocks, local bonds, and foreign debentures. They use two ways of investment. They invest in the indexes, and they also proactively invest in a variety of products. So investment managers of the Provident Fund amount to 2 for each school. So we have 16 to some 20 investment managers under the fund. This will reduce the investment risk and also enhance return for the fund. This mechanism will allow us to distribute guaranteed returns. From 2014 to 2023, if we use the annualized return of the Provident Fund, it it averages 48%. If we use accumulated return, then the return would be 50%. That allow the investors to have guaranteed return. As long as we make reference to the provident for subsidized schools and our past experience, we would understand that there is certain merits to guaranteed return. Also, if the investment return is not good enough in a particular year, there are provisions set out in the laws as to how we should deal with the issue. As to whether we can offer investment projects with guaranteed returns, there are rooms for discussion. I have explained to some civil servants groups about the program, and the CSB and the FSTB are well aware of the Provident Fund for teachers and subsidized schools. In order for us to promote high-quality development to build China into a financial powerhouse, we must ensure that the lives of the people are guaranteed and safeguarded. Mr. Chan-yong. Thank you, President. I thank the Secretary as well. I think that we should promote high-quality development to build China into a financial powerhouse efficiently and speedily. I support the original motion of Mr. Lee and all the other amendments. In the resolution adopted by the third plenary sessions, it is said that we should leverage on our one country, two system advantage. We should consolidate our position as international financial centers along with two other centers. In the policy address delivered by Mr. Lee, our chief executive, dozens of measures been set out. There are different ways for us to consolidate and enhance our position. Mr. Edmund Wong, in his amendment, proposes ways to enhance our position. And also, we should make best use of the strength of one country and the convenience of two systems while leveraging our unique advantages. Only by this can we develop our country's economy with Chinese characteristics. The DAB and the deputies to the CPC have proposed suggestions in the two sessions. Some of our proposals have progress, including improving our ETF and including REITs in our market, as well as the mutual access regime. SFC have rolled out 5 measures. I will not go into detail, but all these measures are to consolidate our status as an international financial center. The DAB has proposes ways for us to consolidate our status while contributing to our country's development so that we can prosper together. First, we must develop Web 3.0 and a sustainable development. We should build infrastructures for Web 3.0 and develop digital identity as well as cryptocurrency regulatory framework. Also, we should develop tokenized assets markets and internationalize renminbi. We should also enhance mutual market access regime. Our GDP amount to 35 trillion yuan. For Hong Kong, we only have some 10 trillion or 1 trillion yuan in terms of GDP. I myself am a deputy to the CPC, and my sector has a lot of experts. We propose to lower the thresholds for IPO. I am an independent director to a listed company. I think that we need to have appropriate regulation, but if we compare ourselves to Singapore, London, and New York, our regulation is too stringent. If enterprises find it difficult to comply with the regulations, they would choose to go list somewhere else. So I think that we should relax barriers for listing so that more enterprises would privatize Hong Kong for their IPO, especially for state-owned enterprises. They may have their company listed in Hong Kong in collaboration with foreign capital. Also, we should lower transaction costs. As many trade practitioners have said, in terms of finance, our government and the SFC should focus on service instead of regulation. We should facilitate companies listing so that we can revitalize our financial market. This is beneficial to our economy, so I support the motion.